knowing your credit and pulling credit should happen whether you're married or divorced or whatever. That's something that you should have a handle on all the time. And even young adults in their 20s should pull their credit and know what their scores are. You can go to annualcreditreport.com once a year, have that pulled for free. It does not ding your credit. It doesn't have any impact on your score. It does not give you your credit score. There's 3 scores. If you want your credit scores, they will charge you a small fee to get your scores. But it is good to do it, especially after divorce, to make sure that everything on the credit report is accurate. Make sure there's no misreported items, that whatever was joint credit is now separate, credit. You don't want to have any more debt together. Side note on that, when you have credit cards that were joint, unfortunately, you have to close those accounts out. And in doing so, you lose the credit history, which is not great, because 15% of your credit score is credit history. So if you had a joint credit card for 20 years together, that's all gone. I even called a couple of credit card companies just to confirm this. And I did hear, from them, like, yeah, you've got to close the card to have the new card open. I'm like, can't they just transfer the history over? And they're like, no, it's got to be, closed. And you don't want to have any joint credit card debt. I mean, that can just open up a can of worms down the road, even if it's a very friendly, situation. I think there's a danger with that.
We have some clients that, for a variety of reasons, are unable to, transfer, open up a new card, and then, absorb some of that debt onto a separate card. In fact, just today I put together a settlement agreement where the agreement is, and, they're amicable now, hopefully, and into the future, but there was 2 debts that they are going to put monies into a joint account for the foreseeable future until these debts that were pretty high are paid in full, which we're talking probably, I would imagine, based on the balance and how much they're contributing to the payment, probably up to 10 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think and I'm sure you would agree, while it's ideal to have a complete financial split and no more real connection, and I'm sure even from an emotional standpoint, not having that financial connection, just maybe be divorced, move on, I have to think about it, as opposed to every month putting money into a joint account and then having to pay on a joint debt. You kind of have that connection, and you're just really still not totally, separate in that way. Plus there's that issue of potential, maybe someone loses a job or no longer can pay that, down the road.
Yeah, that does get a little bit murky. I don't love that idea, especially when there's down the road, potential remarriage, and you've got, now another person in the mix, if you will. In a perfect
Why are you
world,
sending that money? Yeah. Why are you sending that money to that account?
yeah, it's just, even if you discuss it openly and you say, hey, I've got this obligation, we've agreed upon this, and this is going to go here, at some point the new spouse might go, gosh, we can use that money here or there. And it just, I don't know, it just feels like it can backfire. But if that's all they have, that's all their choices are, and they can't do anything else, then, I guess that's what they have to do for now. But I would look at every alternative to see if they can get a, type of new credit card and have that balance transferred. And if they have decent credit scores, there's really no reason why they couldn't get that transfer.